Hello, welcome to the video. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Jared and I run a little side business, laser engraving, woodworking. Today's just going to be a quick video. I'm going to go over how to change the lens in my xTool P2 and why you might want to do this. So stick around for this helpful hint. Alright, so it's my understanding that the xTool P2 comes with a 50.8 millimeter or a 2-inch focal length lens. I purchased a 63.5 millimeter or 2.5-inch focal length lens to swap out. So you might be asking, why would you do this? For me, I'm strictly using this for Lone Star adhesives, acrylic materials. Specifically the metallic tri-layer, but just any acrylic in general. I find when I engrave it, it works with less air as possible. Sometimes I'll actually disconnect my air hose, but that's not good for the machine. So once I get the lenses swapped out, I've got a few acrylic patches I need to make for an order. So I'll kind of show you why I use this lens now compared to the stock lens. I'll also show you in the settings how you adjust your laser nozzle in XCS before you begin the project. So let's hop over to the xTool P2 and we'll swap out the lens. First thing we gotta do is just pop this magnetic cover off. That just pulls straight off. Use the supplied screwdriver hex wrench that came with it and just take these two screws out. Once we get the two screws out, I'm just gonna pull the air nozzle or the air hose out. Got that disconnected. Now this nozzle, laser nozzle itself, just slides right out. And then now, I don't know if you can see it, but we basically have a spring clip in here. We need to get in there and go counterclockwise. I want to try not to touch the lens at all. So we got that. Alright, we got that clip pulled out. We're just going to set that off to the side. And then I'm just going to take this and tip it upside down so we don't damage that lens. We're going to hold on to this white rubber washer, set that to the side. We're going to use it again. And now I'm going to grab the new lens. So the new lens came in this nice case. It's marked off 63.5 millimeters or 2.5 inches. Inside the case, we got it in its own little bag. So it comes wrapped in some tissue. The big thing for this is we don't want to directly touch the lens. And once we get it basically almost all the way unwrapped down to one layer, we're just going to feel the lens on both sides, and I can tell the bubble portion is towards the top, and that's what we want. It's kind of, you probably won't be able to see it, but these lenses are kind of concaved on one side and bubbled out on the other. So we want the concave side at the bottom and the bubble portion on the top. So I'm just going to take that out, holding on to the sides of it. I'm just going to look at both sides to make it's good, make sure it's okay and not scratched or dirty. I've used it before. I cleaned it before I put it away, so it looks good. We're just going to drop that into the laser nozzle. Take our white rubber washer, throw that on. Actually, I'm going to pull this out. It looked like it got some dust on it, so I'm going to get some rubbing alcohol and clean this off before I put it back in. Alright, I got the lens cleaned up, so I'm just going to drop that in. white rubber washer goes in, and then we have our spring or lock screw here. It's hard to see on camera, but we got to get that in, and that'll go clockwise. There's a couple little cutouts, 2 cutouts on the top that will help us snug this up. And just getting it snug, don't need to over tighten it. I'm going to hook the air hose back up. That just pushes in, and the rest of this should just slide right into the bracket, and we'll put our 2 screws back in. Once the 2 screws are snugged up, we can take our magnetic cover and just snap it back on in place. I've got my piece of tri-layer acrylic loaded up. I'm actually only doing 1 engrave, so it's white on top. I'm going to engrave down to the blue. If I wanted to, I could go another layer and it would show black, but for this specific patch for the hats, we just need to go to the blue layer. So I think I need 6 more patches. So I'm going to head over to XCS and get everything laid out, and then show you how I adjust the focal length manually. So this is my screen. I got everything laid out how I want it. The 6 patches I'm going to do. I got all my engraved settings. I'm just going to go over them real quick for you. I'm doing this acrylic at 12% power, 425 millimeters per second. 1 pass and 220 lines per centimeter. My cut setting is 60% power, 10 millimeter per second for speed, and 1 pass. And again, this is on the xTool P2. This is just what works well for me with the tri-layer Lone Star Adhesives acrylic. You'll notice at the top here, I have it set for 3 millimeter red acrylic. I don't think the color matters. This is just a default in XCS, which puts the millimeters at a default of 3. So again, now this is set up for the focal length of the stock lens, which was the 50.8 millimeters, I believe, so basically 2 inches. So my new focal length mirror actually gains an extra ½ an inch. It's set at 63.5 millimeters, so it's basically 12 millimeters different. So I don't know any other way to permanently set this up. You probably could go into the settings and change that, but I only use this lens when I'm doing acrylic. So all I'm going to do is this. The depth is set at 3 millimeters. I'm going to change that to 15. I'm just adding the 12 extra millimeters that I have in this lens, and that's going to raise the nozzle up 12 millimeters, which in turn raise the lens up 12 millimeters. Hopefully that makes sense. I did want to reiterate again. Now you can kind of see the screen. It looks like my stuff is off. I found that if I set everything up for the stock lens at the 3 millimeters, and then I change it manually to add the 12, so change it to 15, even though it looks like it's off, it's going to engrave in the spot it should. So we're going to hit process. It's going to give us a preview of what we're doing. Total time is saying 33 minutes and 3 seconds. We're going to go ahead and hit start. We're going to get our external inline fan going, and we're going to come up here, hit the start button, and let her rock. So I'll check back in with you once this is done, so you can kind of see what the patches look like. Here's what the patches look fresh off the laser. You can see there's a little bit of debris and stuff on them. I'm going to take them out and get them cleaned up with some LA Awesome and a magic eraser, and I'll show you the finished project. I just wanted to point out again that placement is perfect. Like I said, you set the placement up before you manually adjust for the focal length, and just leave everything how it is, and it'll come out perfect. Here's what they look like. They clean up really good with that LA Awesome and Magic Eraser. Usually I just take the LA Awesome with a toothbrush and scrub it off really good. And then I'll put a little bit more LA Awesome on it and then take the Magic Eraser, wipe it off, and then use a paper towel to dry it off. I don't know if I would really use the longer focal length lens for anything other than acrylic. It doesn't hurt, but it's just an extra step that I have to add into my software to manually raise that focal length. So hopefully this video is helpful if you're having trouble engraving Lone Star adhesive acrylic or any other kind of acrylic patches and having a hard time cleaning the debris off. With the stock lens, I wouldn't be able to clean those patches up as good. There would still be debris and stuff all over it, and actually with the amount of debris that it would blow on the acrylic, sometimes they wouldn't engrave fully how they should. So hopefully this helped you. If it did, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, leave a like, and we'll catch you next time. Later.